I stopped by my local Home Depot and look what I found here. Got the Ryobi brushless belt sander. Uh, just thought I'd take a look at the display model they had up. It's got this front handle here that is adjustable. You got a little button right here you push, and it's got a couple different detents it locks in. So if you're sanding in a corner, you can put it up out of the way. See, I think it goes completely vertical, so you can get that nose into a corner. And this is using, I believe, 3x18 belts, so it's a little bit smaller, which makes sense because it's battery powered, which is pretty amazing. Rigid just came out with their version, and now Ryobi's got theirs on shelves as well. The quick release for the belt is actually pretty easy to do, just not one-handed. Belt comes off. I better not drop their floor model on the floor. It's actually got a pretty big sanding plate on the bottom, because you can see the rollers. It goes almost all the way to the rollers, which is really nice. So you get a lot of contact area there. I thought they might skimp out on that because of power issues from battery powered, but no, it's pretty much the full length of the belt, which I'm really impressed with. Slide that back on. Then once you change your belts out, you got your tracking knob here on the other side. It's pretty easy to turn. Obviously, since this doesn't have a battery installed in it, I can't really test how well it tracks. But I suspect it looks like pretty standard tracking. It should be pretty easy. The battery sits here in the back. It's up out of the way, so got the sideways configuration, so it's not going to be bumping on the floor or even close to it. And it's got plenty of room back here. There's nothing going to be interfering. You can get a 4 amp hour battery on there. I'm assuming that's all you're going to want to use with these. I don't think you want to use a smaller battery. It's not going to last long at all. And you got your dust port here. It's just it's got like a little groove in there to hold it on. I'm glad it's not just a pressure fit, because that might not fare well with dust coming out, because usually these have a pretty decent blower on it. You can see the main motor here. Actually, yeah, I believe the motor's up here, and it's got the belt going down to the drive drum on this side. And of course your front's the idler, as normal belt sanders go. So I'm pretty impressed. This thing's fairly light. It's got a good responsive crisp trigger. And then you've got the lock-on button. Okay, it's recessed a little bit. It's fairly easy to push on, but like, wish it stuck out a little bit further, because it's kind of got to work to get your thumb in there. But anyway, so first look, Ryobi brushless belt sander. I think this thing's going for $100. Go ahead and put it back over here where it belongs. Good deal. Interesting to see how the battery life works out on that. Obviously I can't do it on the store model, but I'm pretty impressed with the feel and the overall build quality of it. Found the store model. It's not $100, it's $130. So kind of a premium price, but this is one of Ryobi's first brushless tools. When they're making that jump, it comes with a price premium for having all the controller electronics in there as well. So we've got two models in here right now, two on sale models, and I don't really have a need for a brushless belt sander, so I'm not going to pick one up. That seems like a decent price point for something that is a niche tool, kind of, because most of the time I'm using a belt sander, I'm where I can get a cord. So, but really interesting concept. You really see these battery tools pushing the limits, and I'm surprised. Really, it's Ryobi and Rigid that came out with the first two of these. We'll be looking for Milwaukee's, because TTI seems to be running in packs lately with their Quiet Strike drivers, belt sanders here. Ryobi and Rigid just put out their cordless trim routers as well. Looking for one of those from Milwaukee too. So hopefully we'll see that on the horizon for Milwaukee. Looks like they're testing the waters with Rigid and Ryobi. So sorry that wasn't a full review with testing and everything like that, but hopefully it gave you guys a little bit more of a picture of the features and design aspects of the Ryobi cordless brushless belt sander. So the things outstanding that I didn't cover with this overview of the belt sander are obviously going to be battery life. How long is that going to last? The 4 amp hour battery. That's Ryobi's highest capacity battery right now. They don't have a 5 or a 6 or a 9 amp hour like some of the other tool manufacturers do. So you are going to be limited in that capability. The Rigid belt sander they just released, they've at least got a 5 amp hour battery to power that one. And as well as power. So, battery powered, brushless tools are getting a lot more powerful, but still, can it give you the same amount of power that a corded tool is giving you? Because really this is Ryobi's first jump into something that we're really seeing of, can a cordless tool do what a corded tool is doing? A lot of the big name manufacturers like DeWalt and Milwaukee are really pushing those envelopes, but this is something really we've seen from Ryobi. This is a first, I think, in my opinion. So anyway, those are the two big questions. Then as always, longevity. How's it going to hold up? How tough is it? So anyway, let me know your thoughts on these. Would you have use for a cordless belt sander, or is that something you say, that's a corded tool and that will always be a corded tool for me? Thanks for watching, and hopefully this was helpful.